Hello and good evening. I am Jamie Buckland with the West Virginia Pew Families United for Education, and I've been getting a lot of questions over these last kind of 3 weeks as families are hearing about others qualifying for the Hope Scholarship, and I'm being asked, is my child eligible for the Hope Scholarship? And so I would just say that we do have a blog post that is going to come out in our newsletter tomorrow that will actually take you through the process for Hope Scholarship so that you can determine if your student is eligible for the Hope Scholarship. I know that it can be confusing, and a lot of folks are asking, well, but what about this and what about that? Because there are some nuances. And so we want to be helpful in directing you to the state's website for their FAQ. I will drop some links in the comments. But we also want to be helpful in talking through some different scenarios, if you will, to help you understand, is your child eligible for West Virginia's Hope Scholarship? And so the easiest thing to kind of start out of the gate is your child in a position to leave public school or to be eligible for kindergarten, for public school kindergarten for the first time? And that's the interpretation of the Treasurer's Office of the Hope Board on who's eligible for the Hope Scholarship. So you're either leaving public school, meaning that you've been enrolled, your student has been enrolled and attending public school, and they are in a position to leave public school, or they are coming up into kindergarten for the very first time. They will be eligible to apply in the March 1st to May 15th window. We are hearing that the Treasurer's Office would like to open that up, and of course, we would like to see a revolving enrollment, but right now, there is not an open enrollment for the Hope Scholarship. So if your child's leaving public school or coming up into kindergarten for the first time in the fall of 2024, then they would need to wait for that application window, which is March 1st to May 15th, to be eligible to apply. They would be applying for the 24-25 academic year. Keep that in mind, that if your student has been enrolled in public school last year, they were eligible during that window last year of this past spring of March 1st to May 15th. If they were eligible for kindergarten this time for their first time, or they were enrolled in public school and you missed the window, you're separate. I'm going to talk about you in a minute because you're applying outside of the window. But if your student you need to wait until March 1st to enroll if that is the student, if that's the situation your student is in, because those students should have applied March 1st through May 15th. And if they haven't applied yet, then they're going to wait till this spring of 2024 to apply, and then they will be awarded that scholarship for the 24-25 academic year. So lots of questions of families who have a student that was eligible then and they want to apply right now. You would be applying outside of the eligibility window. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But if your student was not eligible during this last window, March 1st to May 15th, if your student was in private school or your student was being homeschooled and you wanted to earn eligibility and you enrolled them into public school this year to earn eligibility, then it's 45 consecutive calendar days. And after that 45th day, you need to do a couple of things. Submit a request to apply on the Treasurer's Office website. They will confirm that your student satisfied their 45 consecutive calendar days and that they were enrolled and attending at 90% of that time. Once they confirm that, then they will send you a link to apply. You'll create your account at the Hope Scholarship portal in the Education Market Assistant. Once you have created your account, you'll go in and submit the documentation. You'll have to have their WEBAs. You have to have their WEBAs to even do the submission to request to apply. So that's how students right now are earning eligibility. They've just satisfied 45 consecutive calendar days. Those are considered newly eligible, and they are able to apply right now and receive a prorated amount for the 23-24 academic year. We just found out today that Raleigh County is enrolling virtual students and not making them wait until second semester. That was news to me. So I'm excited to share that if you have a family or if you have a student that has been ineligible and you want to enroll in Raleigh County Virtual to earn eligibility, word on the street is you should be able to do that. Open enrollment should allow you to do that without necessarily having to be in Raleigh County. And if you have more questions on that, you're welcome to reach out to me. So is your student eligible? If they were eligible during this past window, you cannot apply right now and expect just to be awarded like you will be able to in the spring enrollment window. You will be enrolling outside or applying outside of the window. Now you can request to apply, okay? But you need to understand it goes through the late application process. Again, writing a blog post, we'll put some links in the comments here. But if you're applying right now outside of that window, you submit a request to apply on the website. You need to have their WEVAS, and you need to state your reason as to why you missed the March 1st through May 15th deadline here in 2023. And chances are, if you do not meet the criteria that they have spelled out in their late application process, it will be denied. If it is denied, you can appeal that. But again, keep in mind, they have limitations. It's on a case-by-case basis, and they have spelled out what your child's situation needs to be in order for that to be awarded. If it is awarded, and there have been some that have been, if it is awarded, then you'll receive the prorated amount. Again, newly eligible or late applications are applying for the 23-24 academic year for this current year. But if you were eligible during this previous window and you do not meet the terms for the late application, then you are waiting until March 1st through May 15th to apply, and it will be for the 24-25 academic year. It will not be for this year. If you have a child who will be 5 years old before July 1st, not on July 1st, before July 1st, they will be 5 years old, then that student is eligible to apply because they would be eligible for kindergarten. If you have a student that's going to be 6 before July 1st and they haven't already had a kindergarten year, whether homeschool or private school, then they are going to be eligible for the Hope Scholarship. Again, by June 30th, they need to be 6. And if they've not had a kindergarten year already, they'll be able to apply during the March 1st to May 15th window, and they'll be eligible for 24 or 25. This is how you determine their eligibility. If they are currently homeschooled or currently in private school, they are not eligible. If you want them to earn eligibility, you must enroll them for 45 consecutive calendar days. A lot of people asking, what about the legislature, the trigger, as it's called? Right now, as it stands, if we do not have more than roughly 12,500 students participating in the Hope Scholarship Program on July 1st of next summer, then it is supposed to open up to everyone, remove the 45-day prior enrollment in 2026. So again, that's July 1st of 2024. If there are more than roughly 12,500, we can expect that to open up for 2026. As of right now, you must be leaving public school or eligible for kindergarten. I've already qualified newly eligible. I will put some links in the comments. If you're not already signed up for our newsletter, you may want to be, because we are launching a couple of blog posts tomorrow, and those will be linked in the newsletter. And if you have any questions, as always, reach out to us, jamie@wvfue.org, JAMIE. Thanks so much. Have a great evening.